Good evening. Thank you for joining us and taking time to learn about FAME and our work in education, advocacy, and innovation. Thank you, Soledad O'Brien, for hosting this special event and your belief in FAME. Thank you to our Board of Trustees, our skilled and compassionate staff, parents for trusting us with your children, donors for your continued support, and most of all, our FAME scholars and FAME Academy students. I've dedicated my adult life the last 30 years to impacting the lives of Black children and families, working to transform generational poverty into generational wealth. I believe children are our most valuable resource. All children want to be successful, and all parents want the best for their children, regardless of the circumstances. The last three presidents have all said that education is the civil rights issue of our time. Despite that acknowledgement, the same educational inequities and disparities continue to exist in Pittsburgh and across the United States. In 2019, the City of Pittsburgh's Gender Equity Commission published a report outlining disparities and inequities in various areas, including education. The report found that overall, Black men and women in comparable cities have better health, income, employment, and educational outcomes. These indicators validate FAME's purpose and mission. The report found that Black boys are 2 times more likely to drop out of school than their white counterparts. When Black boys and girls graduate from high school, though, they usually attend college. One key indicator of success in high school and preparing for college are advanced placement classes, or AP classes. The report found that less than 1% of Black students passed one AP exam. One indicator of preparation for advanced placement classes in high school is taking algebra in middle school. The report found that only 3% of Black students take algebra in middle school, but most pass the class when they do. In contrast, Black students experience more suspensions and police referrals. These statistics are mirrored across the country, and the long-standing disparities were heightened by the coronavirus and the impact of online learning. In 1993, FAME was born out of a need to address appallingly low enrollment and access to private schools and a quality education. Also, FAME was charged with addressing the low number of Black professionals in leadership roles in Pittsburgh. Since the beginning, FAME has provided need-based scholarships with direct payments to our independent partner schools on each scholar's behalf. In 2021, we will provide more than $500,000 in scholarship payments on behalf of our 60 3rd through 12th grade FAME scholars. In addition to the scholarship, FAME provides support through education, advocacy, and innovative enrichment programming. Let me give you a brief picture of what's FAME's impact. In the spring of 2020, we interviewed a 2nd grader named Jade, who was applying to a FAME partner school, but initially wasn't recommended for the scholarship. We knew the family because Jade's brother, Jalen, is a FAME scholar. Because of the relationship we had nurtured, we reached out to the school on behalf of Jade to better understand their decision. We found out that Jade could have been more engaged during her visit. After further evaluation with Jade's mom and school officials, we determined that Jade would be a strong FAME scholar and began our advocacy on Jade's behalf. We developed an academic plan to engage Jade from the beginning. The school agreed to admit her, and as a result, Jade is a thriving 3rd grade FAME scholar, even during these challenging times of online learning. FAME's advocacy and academic support will allow Jade to walk in the footsteps of Alexis. Alexis is a senior FAME scholar who began her journey in FAME Academy. FAME Academy is a rigorous 2.5-year program at no cost to families designed to prepare middle school students for high school as a FAME scholar. Students take math, writing, history, science, and test prep classes for 3 summers and during Saturday Academy in 7th and 8th grade. Yes, we work them. In the process of FAME Academy, we evaluate student performance and explore educational impacts. While normally students transition to a FAME partner school in 9th grade, we initiated Alexis 1 year early for 8th grade. After educating Alexis and her parents about the partner school and the school about this reserved and strong student, a match was made, and Alexis began her journey as a FAME scholar in 8th grade. During her time as a FAME scholar, Alexis has participated in FAME's college tour, tutoring, academic advising, and STEM program, even competing nationally in math and robotics. all while playing soccer, softball, basketball, and serving as a leader in the Black Student Union at school. Now, as a senior, Alexis is planning to study engineering in college. We do not stop our support at high school graduation. Once a FAME scholar, always a FAME scholar. And opportunities like FameNet, an online database of internships and employment opportunities, will allow Alexis to walk in the footsteps of Taylor. Now, Taylor is a college senior at the University of Pittsburgh. As a Stamp scholar, Taylor is majoring in communications and plans to pursue a public health career. As a FAME scholar, Taylor was exposed to the importance of investing in others and the community. Taylor was a standout in high school as a high honor student and learned to advocate for herself and others. As a senior in high school, Taylor was interested in taking an AP class, but her school felt she was at her limit or capacity. While they stated the additional course would provide a schedule conflict, Taylor reached out to Dr. Nelson, FAME's chief programming officer, and discussed an advocacy plan. You see, the relationship Taylor had with Dr. Nelson and our staff led to her trusting us. That trust led us to work toward a solution that would not include Taylor in that less than 1% of students who did not pass the one AP exam. Instead, Taylor found an outside resource to study an advanced Spanish level on her own, and FAME funded the academic enrichment. Jade, Alexis, and Taylor are examples of the impact of FAME when we provide access and opportunities, a quality education, high expectations, a safe place to be smart and inquisitive, and the resources to achieve for Black students. In 2020, when the world was responding to the COVID-19 global pandemic, FAME swiftly responded with preparing our internal staff for remote operations and to continue serving our families with virtual programming. SAT and ACT preparation, writing and STEM labs, tutoring, technology, and weekly check-ins. New challenges to online learning were met with creative and innovative ways in which to engage not only FAME students, but other students in our community who were facing academic obstacles. FAME's outreach and response resulted in creative and unique funding that helped families outside of the scope of which FAME traditionally supports. An example of this was from a foundation offering $5,000 college scholarships to each high school graduate of FAME's class of 2020. It is a type of generosity that furthers FAME's mission of getting our scholars and their families to and through. And just when FAME was adjusting to the new virtual operations and learning culture, the summer of 2020 unleashed ongoing racial unrest as countless African Americans, including Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, died at the hands of systemic racism. Our FAME scholars and FAME Academy students were still healing when Antoine Rose, a 17-year-old Pittsburgh teenager, was killed in 2018, resulting in local and national news coverage. This young man was a friend to many of our students. Watching these recent events play out in real time, coupled with the confines of a pandemic, left our scholars and FAME Academy students with many questions and mental anguish about their own places in society, about how these events, leaving them out without answers, can impact them long term. Ongoing conversations and a venue, albeit virtual, allowed students and their families to voice their concerns, to be assured that FAME and our dedicated staff will be there for them in these challenging times. As FAME continues to grow, we align services for the greater good of the community with partnerships such as the Pittsburgh College Access Alliance, a collaboration of 4 organizations dedicated to increasing access to higher education pathways for Black students in Pittsburgh. FAME's many community collaborations also includes a Teachers Academy with the Propel Charter School to create an exchange of future teachers of color that considers early recruitment, training, and retention so that our Kiski scholar, Eric Gary, can realize his aspirations of becoming a math teacher through FAME's Teacher Academy. Now it's time to expand our footprint and transform the lives of more children. Please consider partnering with us to 1, expand FAME Academy, provide academic enrichment support for non-FAME scholars starting in 1st grade, establish a FAME Teachers Academy, provide internship and employment opportunities for scholars and alumni through FameNet, our exclusive alumni portal where you can access Fame's alumni talent, and even more important, they can access you. And establish the Dr. Helen Faison Center of Educational Excellence for support of our growth. W.E.B. Du Bois said in 1949, of all the civil rights for which the world has struggled and fought for 5,000 years, the right to learn is undoubtedly the most fundamental. I'm asking you to partner with us in offering this fundamental opportunity to more Black students and families, ultimately transforming communities. Thank you.